Since I recorded that video some months ago, a few things have moved on. Actually, they've all moved on in ways that we find positive and helpful, but it means that there are one or two things that had become a little bit out of date in the profile. I have brought those up to date in the text on the other slides, but it's more difficult to correct a video. So let me just add in 4 things that I haven't otherwise been able to correct on the profile, but are just slightly different from what I said, just because time has moved on. First thing is, I said that there wasn't an interim moderator as such. The rules about team ministries have moved on, and team ministries do now need to have interim moderators, but they can't be people who are members of the same congregation. And of course, our ministry team here, we are all members of the United Congregation. And so strictly speaking, none of us can be interim moderator. Our presbyteries got round that by deeming the presbytery clerk, Mrs. McBurney, to be the interim moderator, but in practice, we up here are assisting her with everything to do with these vacancies. So what I said about my supporting the process here remains true, but Stella McBurney technically is the interim moderator for the formalities of vacancy process. The second thing I said was that the basis of reviewable charge was a bit different in Orkney. Since I said that, the Presbytery of the North East and Northern Isles took the decision to standardise its basis of reviewable charge as far as possible, and they included the bases of reviewable charge for those of us who are on that basis in Orkney. It didn't in fact make much of a difference to the terms of our basis of tenure, but it does mean that our particular design here in Orkney and the more widespread reviewable charge, which of course is coming in all new vacancies these days, have been brought together. I have replaced the one I referred to before, the Orkney specific one, with one that is designed for Orkney but is much closer to what is now a standard. So when you get to that in another couple of slides, you will see the correct version there. And then the other two pieces of lovely news are, firstly, you'll remember I said that 17 of the 19 congregations in Orkney had now united. Well, we're now at 18. The congregation of Firth in late summer 2025 became part of the Orkney Islands parish, and we look forward in due course to Evie and Rendell being able to join with us as well. At the moment, they have their own interim moderator, one of our team, and they're working towards that. And finally, in January 2026, we're celebrating the induction to Area 2, which is the East Mainland with the islands of Sandy and North Ronaldsay in the far northeast of the North Isles. And that is the Reverend Mrs. Alison Dickey, who comes to us from Castle Douglas, although has ministered in Orkney before. When you get to the little sequence of videos of ministers introducing themselves, you need to add Alison in your head, and you will meet her if you come to have a look at the parish, no doubt, but she wasn't around when we recorded that. That then, I think, brings things up to date and means that this profile is more accurate to where we are now. You'll see my mobile phone number later on. Please do get in touch with me by phone or by email if you've got any questions. Thank you.